My starting strong safety was a young man by the name of Jay McGillis. After 10 games of the year, we came back from a losing game in Syracuse with 1 game to go against the University of Miami, which was #1 in the country at the time. And the trainer came to me and said, I don't think Jay's going to be able to play this week. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, he's got sore throat, his glands are all exposed, he's having a little trouble, he's got a temperature, that type of thing. And I said, well, let's get him better. Let's just get him better and see if we can make it by game time. Well, it wasn't some kind of fever, cold, it was leukemia. And it turned out to be a ravaging form of leukemia. What we experienced in watching the family come to the bedside of the sick child made an indelible image on our minds, both Judy and I. The family was not paying bills, and one of my linebackers, Mike Panos, came to me in the spring and said, Coach, we got to do something for the McGillis family. And I said, what do you mean, Mike? He said, well, he was very close to the family. They're not paying any bills. They're going to lose their home. Families are going through devastation. When you hear your child has cancer, the immediate thing is panic and confusion and where do we go now and so on and so forth. What this did was enable them to stay in their home and at least from that standpoint, go forward. Judy and I knew what we would do to give back. We weren't sure how we were going to go about it, but we knew the J Fund Foundation would be the name in Jay's image and likeness.
When a family hears the words their child has cancer, their life is turned upside down, and it's never going to be the same. We need to figure out a way to relieve some of those burdens and really give them hope. Stepping in to cover household expenses so that they can not worry about those things and go to work when they can or not go to work when they need to be with their child at the hospital or back and forth to treatments.
I lost a child to cancer, my eldest son. And so to have an opportunity to help other families, I bring that to the table. These bereaved families, they have intense involvement of staff and foundations and this and that while the kid is sick. And then the kid dies. And a lot of families say, we felt like we had just been dropped into a hole. So having something that the families knew that the J Fund was still there for them, no matter what. I have never, in all the years I worked with them, been told no to a request. I called one day and I said, look, I have a kid who's dying at home. And it's August in Florida, and they have no air condition. And they got quickly, the same day, they got an air condition, they put it in the kid's room, and the kid was able to live the last weeks of his life in a comfortable environment.
No one, again, fights cancer alone. It takes a team.
Those families feel like they're part of a club that nobody wanted to join, but they're there, and they're there for each other too. Cancer doesn't care what your culture is, what your religion is, what your socioeconomic level is, what your age is. Childhood cancer families come from every walk of life, and the J Fund is proud to be able to offer support to all of those families and to provide them with connection with the services that we provide, but also with one another.
So when you talk about a humanitarian award, I don't imagine there's anybody more deserving of something like that.
When it becomes my turn to go before the big guy, he's not going to ask me how many Super Bowls I've won or how many times we beat Tom Brady in the biggest game of all, which was twice. He's going to ask me what I've done for my fellow man. The community of Jacksonville has been fantastic in supporting the J Fund. And without them, there would be no J Fund. There would be no help for these families. Jay McGillis's family.
I would thank all of the families that I've had the privilege to walk alongside, the staff at the Tom Coughlin J Fund, who lead with their heart and really are the reason that we're able to deliver the services that we do provide.
Judy's heart and her compassion, her wanting to help others who needed help, who couldn't help themselves, quite frankly, is a huge, huge part of what we did when we started, and it continues to this very day. So in thanking I mean, I'll go away saying, why didn't I thank this person? Why didn't I thank? I'll thank Judy, and it covers a lot of what we do. I always say this, all right? Jay McGillis and Judy are in charge of the weather. When we have an event that's an outside event, they're in charge of the weather.